This is the Devil's Details on Reaper Forkskull. This is the last quest in a three-part chain. All of them are probably above average. All of them were considered pretty difficult quests when they came out. They're all probably for the level above average difficulty. There's some Sharn ones that are tougher, probably. But since we don't have a lot of crowd control, it makes this chain a little bit tougher for us than it would otherwise be. And in this specific quest, one of the challenges there's a lot of archers, and the archers hit extremely hard. Their arrows are hitting for just massive amounts of damage. As much as normally archers hit for a lot less than melees, but in this quest they hit pretty hard. So that's going to be the big challenge is getting that incoming damage. And so in a few lives I'll be pretty solid hit point wise. In fact, I probably could have got myself a little hit points. I think I earned a Reaper point and forgot to take it. I did, so I'll just take it after this quest. It'd give me, 4 to 8 hit points, basically.
Lies at the foot of the Devil's Fortress. This must be the hidden entrance that Davis spoke of. You found your way inside the fortress. Now to investigate
there's the archers.
plan.
We have to especially watch out for these red-crowned casters and archers. So that'll probably be Coronavir's first target. And you're not a lot of room to draw them back. A little cover right here, and that's about it. So we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna get my dodge clicky on and just Alright, Carnage Reaper. We'll want to get them back as much as we can.
The devils order their tiefling slaves here in the depths of their citadel.
Alright, I should. Glad that Holy Retribution worked on him, since I didn't have my Dire Charge. And so you can see the damage is pretty heavy, like almost 200 an arrow. And archers in general are spread out, so I can't use my cleaves on multiples. Lots of hit points. Let's see. Alright. Alright, here come the troglodytes. They have pretty high fort saves, so not surprising that quite a few of them made their save. Shiley did a good stealth assassinate move there. And on the DDO forums, there's always a lot of talk about, a lot of sort of exaggeration about you know, if something's good, it's like good at everything and better than, you know, it's like you must play that build. And so right now, you know, there's this belief that two-handed fighting is overpowered. Um, you know, I've played a lot of assassin. You know, it was one of my favorite builds. I'm a big fan of sort of insta-kill type abilities,
The barracks gate slides open,
and
revealing a passage leading up into the heart of the
my
Devil's
single
Fortress.
target damage on an assassin is way higher than it is on this. Although it's hard to compare apples to oranges because this is a first life character, and comparing it to some of my more accomplished characters when they have raid gear and past lives, they're just, you know, they just tear it up as two weapon fighters. And this character still has a long way to go. All right, we're gonna have some stuff up high.
The gate leading up into the tower is sealed tight. You'll need to find a way to open it if you wish to find Eritrekos.
So yeah, the big thing with this build where it's good is when I've got them in groups and I'm not taking too much, and I'm able to not take too much damage. But one-on-one, it's a pretty two-handed fighting is not that great. Even when I get some of the, you know, some of the improvements I want with, for example, debuffing. Debuffing is key on a melee. Like you really want to have a lot of debuffing abilities in the group, and I don't have that. So there's a shrine on this side. So normally I do the other side first, but we'll do this side here just so we have that shrine opened up. Gotta watch for that. Oh, Reaper, bunch of Reapers. This troll is no lightweight either. Let's see if I can get him. Alright, this is pretty bad here. I'm gonna retreat out. Hopefully Shiley got that stone. Get these Reapers. I'm gonna get my big ability on going for the Reaper. How about this one? There we go. Alright, let me get Shiley here. Alright. That's just a lot of damage. And again, you know, it's right now our group doesn't have crowd control, which is pretty unusual for us. We always have crowd control, so it's a bit of an adjustment for us to adjust to not having it. We're used to having it. And as I said, the main reason we don't have it is I'm normally the one that plays it, and I'm playing this build right now. Alright, so we're just going to regroup here. And I think once we redo bard buffs, and we should be good to go. And that's usually a tough room. So trolls have a high fortitude save, so not surprising the dire charge didn't work. It will in a few lives once I get my numbers up. But for right now, it's just not high enough.
The Devils have been researching some arcane topic here. Tomes of magic
Plague Reaper.
unstained parchment
All right.
litter the room.
Use my meld into darkness clicky there. So Plague Reapers, they're sort of my nemesis right now. I think I've been pretty happy overall with this build. The one change I would make is I would go into the Sovereign Host Deity, another Carnage Reaper. And pretty sure he was impacted by my. Pretty sure he was impacted by my censure outsiders. Okay. Tough crowd here. 2 Orthons. Carnage Reaper. So we're gonna get that. Reapers. So and normally normally archer damage is kind of like a footnote, but in this chain they've really made it pretty significant. So all right, so this is just a pretty standard puzzle, and I believe there's like 2 solutions for this puzzle, and this first part is always the same, and there's a very slight variation in the puzzle here. And this is the slightly longer version. Basically, one version just connects up over here, and the other version connects up down here. All right, I'm going to shrine since I used up my Undying Vanguard ability. We will have 1 shrine before the end fight, and then we'll also have, I mean, there's another shrine available to us, but it's usually not worth pursuing because it involves beating a boss down to get to that shrine. So I normally skip it, but if we absolutely need the shrine, we'll grab it. And so they recently changed Bard buffs, so it has a nice, good long range. So we're getting these buffs from way back there. It's kind of nice. All right, and so we go this way is the way back to where we came from. And so one of the wait, did we actually get the? So I think the puzzle actually solves 1. Yeah, so we got 1 light on and 2 off, and that's from the puzzle, and the other 2 are on this side. I'm going to get this side done first. I usually like to get this bottom part done first so I can retreat back here. Alright, we got a Carnage. I'm going to use my dodge. I'm going to focus on 15 seconds of dodge. So I've got 7 seconds left on it. 2 seconds left. Stunned. And what's the cooldown on that? Like 2 minutes, I think. I think it's a 2-minute cooldown. It might be 1 minute. And if it seems like there's a lot of Reapers in this quest, there definitely is, and I think that has a lot just to do with the number of enemies in the quest. There's just a large number of enemies. We'll try to draw them back to this doorway a little bit. Reaper. Another Reaper? Lots of Reapers. And so for me, I think this part here is the part that always makes me the most nervous. I like to draw them back, personally. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw them back down here. So, and once that group's done, another group opens up. Draw them back as well. Get them. Yeah, I didn't think my dire charge would work there. Try to get them back here. All right, Holy Retribution got one of them. So we got the trolls down. Now we can deal with the ranged, and they're 200 damage our arrows. All right, one more tough room here. And then we have to kind of go here and watch the show. Actually, that we don't have to watch it. That kind of starts it off. That's the end boss that we'll be fighting. And then we want to go this way. We want to hang to the left so we don't activate. There's a room over there, and if we get too close, they'll activate. So you want to kind of hang to the left. There's no enemies in this room, just a lever. Pull it. And then when we exit, we want to do the same thing.
Sound reverberates from the courtyard.
We want to be as far away from that door as possible. And there is a shrine there, so if you do fight that mob, you'll have a shrine, access to a shrine, but it's a red name boss with I don't know, a couple 100,000 hit points, so it will take a while.
The walls of this room are scorched and blackened, as if seared by some intense force.
And they were just getting the last journal,
Sure.
which I definitely appreciate. A lot of times I'll skip those, but they've been picking them up, so that's some nice optional XP. All right, now for this room, we want to get one mob at a time. So just kind of now go back. Now we want to go back and dire charge, holy retribution. All right, we got one with the holy retribution. That's good. There's some nasty casters in there. The first time I ever ran this quest on R10, I walked in the room and I didn't even see what hit me, and I just got killed by that caster. It was a champion caster. It put some kind of dot on me, and I died like almost instantly. So good to draw those trolls back and take care of them first. This room, same thing. I usually like to go about here. Okay, now I got that half the room activated, so we'll kind of back up, get them. And then we can go, now we have the other half. It's a lot easier this way than doing both sides at the same time. Alright, so now we're headed to the final shrine for the end fight, and I don't think I'll need a shrine because I did not use my big ability, and I don't have any thing I need to recharge, but the rest of the party might need a shrine. We'll check with them. And you have to be careful here. You don't want to drag the boss up here. The boss will stop sign as they before they get to this point. So it used to be a tactic back in the day, was to pull the boss up here and fight the boss next to the shrine, and you can't really do that anymore because they've changed the boss.
Eretraco stands
We
before
can
an
draw these
open
guys
portal
back, so I'm
below.
going to draw
Eberron is our next
this group
battlefield,
back.
says the Pit Fiend. When I
About
return,
here.
all of Shavarat will belong to the devils. Athera, protect my forces while I am gone. You can begin by destroying innocent trespassers. The Pit Fiend steps into the portal and vanishes. The Arenaeus gives a cry of fury and flies at you, sword in hand.
Alright, so we can bring them here. Really tough hitting boss. You got to be careful about that boss. So I think we're going to have Chronavir ideally take the boss because he could kite the boss around. Let's see who gets the aggro of the boss. So Chronavir is going to kite the boss, and then Shiley and I will take care of the mobs. We're going to try to get the boss down here and just kind of circle them, kite them in a circle. Hits really hard against melee, so we can do a little bit, well, a little bit here, and then once the... Alright, so now we're going to focus on these Abishais. Kind of get them kind of grouped up a little bit, at least in a small group. A couple more. And this is a demon, so there's some natural DR because it's probably like a barbarian class or something. We're gonna get some more, another wave of Abishai, the flying ones this time. Not yet. All right, for right now. So we'll try to get them down if I can, but if not, we'll get them ranged. Alright, so now it's basically end fight, so I'm going to use my big ability. Undying Vanguard, just go to town.
Athera falls to earth. You've won the battle. The Arenaeus delayed you while the Devil Leader escaped to the Prime Material Plane. Eretracos and his followers now threaten Eberron.
So that's pretty good for a Dex build. The stats are a little low for level 30, but I'm going to go ahead and give this to Shiley, who could probably find a use for it. And we got, so, yeah, it went better obviously than the last quest. 3,934 Reaper XP, 24 minutes, so not too bad. And that is the Devil's Details on Reaper Fourskull.